Good afternoon, lovely children. We're going to talk some more about semitones. So if you watched the previous video, you know that a semitone is the smallest unit of measurement between two notes in our music here in the Western world. So it is a unit of measurement. So if you were asked for a semitone, you have to name two different notes because it's the distance between two notes. That's the definition of a semitone. Smallest distance between two notes in our music. So let's take a look. Semi, remember, means half a tone, right? So before we talked about C, if I add the sharp, that is a semitone here. It's the closest distance between two notes. So between C and C sharp is a semitone. Between C sharp and D is a semitone. Between D and D sharp is a semitone. Between D sharp and E is a semitone. So far, so good. Between E and F, there's no black key. So this is called a natural semitone because it happens naturally. And this, by the way, is not just on the piano. It's on the violin, on the flute, on the recorder, on the guitar, on the tuba. It doesn't matter what instrument you play. Between E and F is always going to be a natural semitone. There's no note in between E and F on any instrument. So let's keep going. From F to F sharp is a semitone. From F sharp to G is a semitone. From G to G sharp is a semitone. From G sharp to A is a semitone. From A to, oh, look at that. How interesting. This note is also A sharp. From A to A sharp is a semitone. From A sharp to B is a semitone. Then, oh, there we go. We have another natural semitone between B and C. And this is for every instrument in the Western world. Any instrument, there's nothing else in between B and C. It's already a natural semitone. So now let's take a look at this interesting thing here. You remember that a flat lowers a note by a semitone. So here's a B flat. Well, then here's an A, and then this note here would also be called A flat. Semitone here between A and A flat. Then we have a G, and then you guessed it, this note would also be called a G flat. Semitone. Natural semitone, E, E flat, D, D flat. Now, someone asked me the other day, why on earth would one note be called two different things? Well, my darlings, as I tell you all the time, that's because people are very complicated. There is actually a technical reason, but all you need to know is that people are complicated. And you need to know that D flat is the same note as C sharp. Okay. Now, if I ask you for one tone, well, remember that semi means half. So you have to add two semitones to make one tone. So one tone higher than C would be half plus half. One tone would be from C to D. Semi, semi. So one tone is C to D. A tone away, a tone higher than E would be from D, semi, semi, D to E. A tone away from E would not be F, because remember, this is already a natural semitone. We need another semitone. So a tone away from E would actually be F sharp. Semi, semi. You could also say that a tone away from E is a G flat. If you wanted to be complicated, that would be fine. So semi plus semi. So a tone would be E to F sharp. A tone from F, semi, semi, F sharp to G. A tone from G would be A. A tone from A would be B. Be very careful with the natural semitones. This is half a tone, plus half a tone would be C sharp. Okay. Now, what if I asked you a tone away from G sharp? Well, a tone away from G sharp, you'd have to go semi, semi. So a tone away from G sharp would be A sharp, right? A tone lower than G sharp, semi, semi. One tone lower than G sharp would be F sharp. Okay, I'm going to let you figure out where the E sharp should be and where the F flat should be, and also where the B sharp should be and where the C flat should be, and that's going to be for bonus points. So good luck.